we draw closer to the official cord cutting, we're getting prepped to have this all ready to go. This wall needs to be painted in preparation for that mount board. For what it's worth, this here is not a stain, that's a shadow. You can see from this side, we're casting shadows, so the hole for the 3-gang penetration is there. Drywall anchors are there. The holes in the studs are there. And our wall plate is taken off. Okay, the tools, materials, and supplies to be used here. Obviously, my roller pan, drop cloth, a small roller and frame, a pouring adapter for the can so I don't gack up the outside of the can, mallet and can opener to open and close the can, and this. It is called a Sure line. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. It's called a Sure line. Now, the pole it's on is borrowed off of a broom, but that Sure line will run reasonably straight along that upper edge. It moves a lot better when the paint is wet, but you get the idea. Okay folks, there it is. I got lazy and did not put screws in those holes. I used techniques to ensure that I could still find them through the paint. My plan is to anchor those first and then come down and run these screws in. So once this paint dries, that low voltage plate gets installed, that socket gets replaced with a Decora. You can see I need to redo the trim, but that's quite alright. That was by design. And then I can start moving in that panel and pulling my wires. I need to do that quickly. Today is April 8th, and I'm calling in my stop order to DirecTV on April 10th. So this has got to get running real fast. Okay, there's the mount board ready. Got the 4U rack installed with the shelf. Got the 110 punch down installed. And the 1x8 coax splitter. The low voltage bracket is installed. I'm not super happy with the paint. It's hard to see in the video, but there's spots where it just, you can see right there. There's spots where it just isn't thick enough. Probably going to have to mask off what I just installed and roll another coat out. Okay, the plan to get this over-the-air TV antenna mounted, we're going to dismount the DirecTV satellite dish. We're going to leave the pole in the mount, but we're going to take the dish itself off. We're going to clip the coax pretty much right at the soffit where it enters. We're going to use that coax to back pull a pole line and the coax for the antenna right here. That's 50 feet of coax. And we're going to route that along right where the DirecTV coax is until it gets to just where the supporting wall for the office is going to be. Then we go down the wall, through, and to our box. Alright, well, till the paint dries, that's all we can do. And like I said, April 10th, 2017, we're issuing a stop order for DirecTV. We're sick and tired of paying for services we just don't use. Like I said, quite a while ago, we discovered that pretty much everything that's cable-ish oriented I can find on Hulu, Amazon Prime, or Netflix, which we have all three services. We also have other streaming capabilities built into our smart TV, and we have an Android streaming box, which we're about to pick a second one up, that allows us to stream things in other languages that my wife and I both speak, or one or the other speaks, that I just can't get off of other services. So hopefully we'll catch those things pretty well. I don't see the need to spend the kind of money that DirecTV wants for services. Like I said, I'm just not using. And I can't use those services away from the house, you know, so why, in this day and age, DirecTV is just not worth it to me. AT&T buying them up, I think, was a foolish thing for them to do, but hey, you know, more power to them, I guess. Okay, folks, April 18th, 2017, and you can see the DirecTV dish is still on the roof. Let me show you something. With my wife a little too resistant to change, she really wanted to be absolutely certain she'd get the show she wanted. I opted for an alternate mounting location. Unfortunately, I'm under a tree here. Doesn't seem to affect the signal, but you can see I've mounted my pole right to the fence. I've got a set screw there to keep the pole itself from rotating, but we're mounted right to the fence. That's been checked for level, at least in one direction, but that's the antenna. You can't really see the coax that well. The coax routes under. I gave it some droop so that the water coming off of here in a rain would drip off instead of run along and be held against the soffit, and then I run onto the soffit where the other coax go. Issues with my wife, most notably, she ended up in the hospital unexpectedly. Don't want to go into a lot of detail, but the flu got a lot worse than it should have been. Be very careful about how hydrated you stay if you do get the flu. I'll leave it at that. My project got delayed considerably because of it. Plus my initial project design got changed at the last second because of her desire to potentially fall back to DirecTV. So instead of cutting DirecTV's coax and using it as a pole, I disconnected from their splitter, and I taped off a pole line, pulled the coax back through, attached the new coax to the pole line, and pulled both coaxes back through into the attic. I did not go to the final destination with the 1x8 splitter. I actually went into a 1x2 splitter. Right now we have 2 televisions. There's no way we're ever going to have 8. I wanted a drop in the bedroom, all 4 bedrooms in the house, the living room, the kitchen, there's 6, and the garage, there's 8. I probably could have left the garage drop out. I don't really need it. Or I could have jumped that 6, the 6th one, like into the kitchen. I could have gone a 1x2 splitter above the kitchen and just split out and jumped it to get over to the garage. But I thought it was better to, instead of daisy chaining splitters, I thought it was better to just use a slightly oversized splitter. We're still going to do that, but like I said, my priorities got changed. my time frame got changed. I had already called in the stop order to DirecTV when things came flying apart, and I had to rush to get what I could done because I really wasn't at the house. So, well, there it is. I'm off of DirecTV right now. We're moving forward with pulling lines and getting that sort of thing done, but it's going slow because of the change in priority. I really haven't had a lot of purpose behind pulling it real fast. So, alright, that's it. The project is done to this stage. We've got a lot more to do, but at least this part's done. Thanks for watching, and like I always say, get out to your shop, get productive, be safe, but most of all, be blessed. See you later.